Hey everyone, welcome to another Lack of Focus Plays D&D 5e, Curse of Strahd, Ravenloft, blah 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 blah, extra long title. And so fresh from fighting and eliminating the vampire thrall spawn thing that was Doru. And
in the neck.
it was a pain in the neck for some people.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. You made it back into town and went to get some lunch, and Chad bumped into an old friend, sort of passing acquaintance. Is that right?
Yeah, roughly.
Definitely didn't just have an exposition dump done by a third party, so I could relax for a little while.
He did an amazing job, by the way, role playing that character out.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. So we had a really good combat and we had a really good role playing. Imagine that.
And you decided you couldn't accompany him to Sar's pool at the moment because you'd made prior commitments to Arena to help her with her father. So it is 2 p.m. You have eaten, you're all fed, and you are currently, let's pull you folks over, you're currently in the inn.
Okay. So we have to go to that house at the end of the street if we're going to accompany her, or is she going to be going back to the church? Did we remember where we told her we were going to meet her?
Her place, I believe.
Okay, that's what I thought. I guess we should head in that direction.
Okay. So as you are walking around town, we can... Standing here is gone. Get out. We're not going to have do this. I'm going to have a different person be in charge. Who wants to walk around town this time? Well volunteered, Sean. Well volunteered, Sean. So you should be on the map now, and you can head down the road. But basically, as you're heading down, you notice there's actually a few more people around in the square. They kind of still heads down, not trying to engage you or like giving you a pretty wide berth, but it's not as much of the town's coming to life, but because it's still pretty dreary. But there's a little bit happening. There's like people walking around, that kind of stuff.
Like it looks like they're getting prepared for the funeral kind of thing. Like, are they dressed in what would appear to be like mourning clothes? Like not.
They are all dressed in dark drab clothing that would be appropriate for a funeral. You are not necessarily convinced that that's any different to a normal attire.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
Sounds very goth.
So
I hate my family.
you actually do find some people leaving a building which is about here, and they have a bag that looks to be containing some meat in it.
Like they're delivering meat to a house kind of thing? Or
They've left a building and are carrying a bag that looks like it's got some like a cut of meat in it, like a wrapped parcel.
Wonder who they're eating tonight.
Was that Mad Mary's house? Wasn't her house down in this direction?
Oh, you've just passed Mad Mary's house. It's look that the building in question is 2 buildings down from Mad Mary's.
Okay, so it's
It'll be
not
this
her.
one.
Okay.
We didn't hear her shrieking and screaming, did we?
Not that you noticed.
Not that we
Today.
noticed.
Doing yoga now, so it's
So, on the front of the building, is it like a closed door? Any windows? Anything that we can see?
There's a window but the shutters are closed. It's quite a large, wide window, but there's got shutters closed on it. But the door is there and appears to be open because it swung open when they left.
I'm hunkering to take a look inside and see who they're eating tonight.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
They didn't shut the door behind them. That seems a little odd.
What time did we tell her
The
we were
door,
gonna be there?
the door closed on its own.
You don't say.
What's that going on around here?
Yeah, so as as Theseus opens the door, there is a little dinging, ringing of a bell, and a just past middle-aged older lady looks up from a counter where she's just rewrapping a big cut of meat and putting it back into the ice display. Says, "How can I help you, stranger?"
Well, we're looking to see what kind of meat you got here.
Depends what the locals bring in. I've just prepared some nice venison.
So, mental note: there is game out there to be had.
Yep. I
Sure shop.
normally Darzin brings some different things in, but we're just butchered this one, and it's normally some pork.
Would you happen to have any jerky on hand? Some dried meats?
I could prepare some for you. It's not some. We don't get many travelers passing through, so I don't normally bother preparing any anymore.
What would the price be for some prepared meats?
Well, as long as you're not needing me to like rush smoking it or anything strange, I can probably do it you for a few silver. How much do you need?
About 5 pounds.
£5, okay. Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Hungry boy.
Well, there's a lot of us here, you know. I'm not the only one here eating.
Keep in mind, we're still looking for Strahd bucks, by the way.
We'll call that a good 7 silver, and I should have that for you in a couple of days. Can I take a name?
It's Theseus, and I toss her a gold piece.
Let's see. Does she catch it, Sean? Does she catch it? She does. Nimbly, agile, wrinkly, all-knuckled fingers pluck the gold piece out of the air.
Oddly super nimble for a middle-aged woman.
Past middle age.
Past middle-aged woman.
Yeah. Well, thank you, and have a lovely day, and make sure you come by if you're looking for an entertaining evening.
Ooh, Sean.
To see just how nimble she is.
It's Madam Butcher to you.
If only you knew, Sean, if only you knew how true that statement was.
Yes, but I don't want to be the next cut of meat, so I'm good.
And we're just going to assume that it's pork.
Yes.
She did specify that she normally has pork.
She did.
Okay, so
and we haven't seen a pig in this town yet.
Yeah, I was
you
noting
haven't.
that.
Okay, so you get to the Burgermeister's house. Burgermeister? I don't know.
Yep.
The former mayor's house where Irina lives.
I guess we give the old knock, knock, knock.
Okay. You hear a male voice shout out. Who is it?
Why am I drawing a blank on my character name? Where's my character sheet?
It's Theseus and the gang. We're here to
thank you.
assist Irina to the church.
I hadn't pulled my character sheet up yet. Sorry.
Okay. So you hear a bolt being drawn back, and the door opens a little bit, and a young face looks out at you.
Is there a body attached to the face?
Yeah, I'm just getting the handout for you. Show to players. He looks a lot like this.
Bismarck, the Lesser. I wonder what you did in life to get called that.
Oh, he looks you up and down. Did you get Donovich to agree to see us?
In a way, yes.
You were supposed to do that?
Well, what does that mean?
Our character. The vampire ate our homework.
Wow, we were supposed to do that.
He's willing to see you.
Okay. So we can prepare the body for transportation then. Irina, they did it. You were right. And then Irina, have I shown you Irina as well? I can't remember.
I think you have.
Yes, yeah, we have a hand.
Familiar.
Yeah. She comes and says, "Oh, thank you. Now we can safely see my father's body to Donovich and have his funeral prepared. If you're willing to spend time with us, it will be helpful to ensure we're not bothered by any of Strahd's minions."
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and get started preparing the body?
We've had 3 days. The body's ready to go now.
Fuck. Oops. Well, I guess we'll just wing it, right?
I mean, as a GM, I will tell you, you can just not lie. Because I'm relatively certain when you turn up with a body and he's still preparing his son's body, the truth of a lie will become apparent.
We were supposed to do that, weren't we?
But hey, I'm not going to tell you how to play your game. So technically, you weren't asked to go and do it. She said that Ismark would speak to you, but you didn't see Ismark. You went straight to a church.
We did.
So you've got no way. Like the correct answer was no. We've not sorted that out yet. But I mean, we'll roll with this. It's fun.
So, all right. Out of character, who has the highest charisma and thinks that they could pull this off?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
One of us needs to run ahead and square this shit away before we get there.
Okay.
I'm sitting at a 14.
What exactly is involved in preparing the body for burial?
Are you asking? So Sean would know. Sorry, Theseus would know because he's a priest himself. So basically, Donovich is going to be performing extra holy rites, like preparing his son's body to not be desecrated by the minions of Strahd again and for punishment because he's been tortured enough. But generally, you'd expect it would be like 2, maybe 3 hours at the church at most for you to drop, basically have the service, bury the body, and then be done. So there's no reason why you couldn't do both of them at once.
I was going to say, how long has it been since we were there?
I was just going to say that the whole thought process here is, if we get there, he won't do it. I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Like, if it was a matter of resources, like we needed materials, then clearly the church has materials. So,
right.
Just rough until he gives us what we want.
Chris will remind you as players that the vessel of holy water was empty, so you might want to get some water to take with you if you wanted to have holy water on hand, because you'll need to put the water in and get that blessed again. But again, that's something that Sean can do.
Yep.
But I'm starting to think on the long-term ramifications of when we show up, and it's clear that we have not told the truth, because that's going to be.
Well, there is a way. We're table talking at this point, so
it's all right.
I have a plan in mind, because Donovan will be distraught because of his son's death.
So claim you forgot.
Correct. We can kind of play off that.
Okay.
Says the chaotic good priest.
Okay.
Just making sure we're all on the same page here.
So, I suppose Gorkvar will step forwards and offer to help Ismark carry the body, which is...
I'm assuming there's a cart or something, right?
I believe it's already in a casket.
Don't want to go in the cart!
I don't want to go in the cart.
Yeah. It's in a casket already, like, he's ready to go. They've just... No one was able to get Donovich to perform any rites, so...
But they have a cart or something to move the casket, right?
Between the half-orc and Ismark and the other two burly men / elf, it won't be a struggle.
Oh, okay.
Halflings don't make good pallbearers.
No. Like... You're talking, I'm not even going to request rolls for carrying this because it's not that heavy. Yeah. So you take a slow procession. Now that the moment sinks in and you see some tears forming around Irina's eyes as you walk slowly. This is where I'm going to regret having yellow as my color, a nice happy color. You walk so. And you see a few villagers kind of form behind you, and there's a little bit of a funeral march through the town. And there's some whispering, so anyone who wants to can make a perception test. And yeah, you all pretty much pick up the sounds of like, Donovich is finally doing services again. It's been so long since his son returned and he's let the church go, and lots of talk about how it's been neglected and it's about time. And it's a shame that this is what it took to finally bring him back as a town priest, but at least they have some religious relief from the sufferings.
So the procession's moving pretty slow, right?
Just a slow, a half walking pace, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to speed up and head to the church.
You're helping carry the coffee.
Not anymore. I'm going to speed up and head to the church.
Yeah, you can fill in, Chad. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go help Donovan prepare.
Okay, so as you get to the church, Donovan looks up from the altar where he's tending his son's body, and he's going to roll a perception test against a sleight of hand test, Sean, or a deception test.
So you need me to roll deception? Is that what you're saying?
Well, let's have a look. So, whereabouts is your new mace?
On my back.
On your back. Okay. So
Oh.
that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. And
Well, the halfling should have gone.
he looks up and says, "Brother, thank you for this. I can't say that I'm not hurt by the outcome, but seeing the monster become finally unveiled, I could no longer pretend that he was still my son. Hopefully his soul is still in there and he'll rest at peace now."
It's for the best, Father. He's at peace. You'll be able to put him to rest.
Can you roll a dexterity check?
Me?
Chad.
Me.
Yeah, to make you don't fall over.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Oh, you're fine. You're really stretching your arms up to. You're not really taking any of the weight, but
I was just going to
it's
say
not
that.
a perfectly flat road. You're kind of just helping keep the body from rolling around too much inside.
I look mournful, but I am raising the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what were you saying, Sean?
Father, I want you to know that we have a body that's coming that needs rights also.
We did tell him this when we first came.
Did we, though?
We did. We said that we'd come to talk to him about that the Burgermeister's daughter wanted to have a funeral for her father. And then we got into the whole "my son's in the basement" thing.
Correct. I remember that.
Oh, he knows, right?
I just don't know that we ever got him to agree to it.
No, we don't.
Well, he is the town priest, so.
Yeah.
The power of suggestion.
He will look a little bit panicked and look at his son's body. He will ask if you can go and retrieve a casket from the cellar.
Sure. I will go and retrieve a casket from the cellar.
Okay. So, well, can he help you? He
Does
can
he
be a little bit of help.
Does he have to empty it first?
No, in the far corner of the cellar, you do
They're
see
stacked up in the cellar.
Some spares.
Yeah.
So you can roll me a strength test, Sean. Oh. Okay. So you get it to the bottom of the stairs.
Father, can you give me a little hand here?
He'll come down and he's like, can we hurry? It looks like they're almost here. I'd really like to have the form that my son took hidden from sight before they arrive. So you can make a roll of advantage. So you get it up the stairs and to the trapdoor, and then you're not convinced it's going to fit through a trapdoor, but then you're like, well, it's down here, and they couldn't have built it down here because there's no workbench or anything. So you kind of lever it up, and there's some pivot as you try and get it up the stairs.
It's like moving
the other way.
It's like moving. It's moving the couch up the 3-turn stairwell up to the living room.
You suggest cutting it in half and trying to get a refund, but he doesn't think that's going to be very useful. So you get it up there and take one more strength test.
Here comes the one.
So
Right.
you're literally closing the lid on the casket as you hear a rap on the door to the church, to which Donovich looks back at you, indicating, can you kind of like look after this, while he goes to a door.
Yep.
So, for the rest of you, Ismark will get you to lower the casket down with his father in it, and he's going to go and knock on the door to a church. And Donovich answers. Looks, and you've gathered about like 15, 20 people at this point. All behind, quite respectful now, eerily silent. And
Make
they
them
exchange.
carry it.
They exchange some whispered words, and you see Donovich nod, and then he opens up the doors, and you see him as best he can without making it overly obvious. He's trying to like kick loose bits of wood to the side of the hallway and trying to. There's holes in the roof, and the church has obviously been attacked over the last year, and it's in a great state of disrepair. And it seems like now he's only just noticing how bad it actually is.
He's been in a haze. He's been mourning.
But you get it up and you set up some trestles, and you have two caskets side by side, and he starts his service, and he waits for a quiet spell where he invites Ismark up to say a few words, and then he'll ask Gorkvar if he knows how to use a shovel.
Of course he knows how to use a shovel.
So I only had started preparing one of the plots, so is it possible you could start digging?
I would, and I'll assist my friend here.
Okay, so you dig out the remaining part of one of the plots, and then you think to yourself, there isn't even like any headstone here. So do you want to take an intelligence check?
Who's that directed to? Just anybody?
Just you. I'm not going to make Gabe roll it because he'd be a while having to come downstairs and click the button. So, yeah. So you're going to keep digging. Just get this hole dug. We need a 6 foot deep hole. We need it to be like 7.5 foot long, like 3 foot wide, and you've got about 8 minutes left to get it done before his sermon's finished.
So I'm going to really start pushing.
Okay. Then for people who are still inside, you'll see Irene will come up, and she's quite tearful. And in between the tears, whilst he was only my adopted father, he did right by me. I can only apologize to a town for what I can't help but feel is my fault for his death. The devil Strad, it was his minions that caused this. His heart just couldn't hold out. And everyone including the people who are outside, can take a perception test at this point.
Ooh,
So,
I'm super
yeah,
perceptive.
you would get this one while you're outside, actually. But so Adara, you notice from the inside that the torches seem to flicker and dim slightly, and you. If you didn't know better, Ed, you'd swear it was in the middle of a thunderstorm with the thunderheads that seem to be covering the sky at this moment. It's really, really dark outside now.
That happened as the word Strahd was said.
And then, as she finishes up, Donovich asks if they'll lead the procession to the crypts that are prepared for the town mayor. And you'll notice, Ed, as the procession comes out, marches past you in your hall with the half-orc digging, that they go to the family crypts and put the body in there. And Donovich will give you a knowing look with a wry smile.
You bastard. We did kind of kill his kids, so I guess that's okay.
And then everyone is now outside, and you see a lone figure stood to the right of the crypt as you get of his head bowed in respect. It's a figure you recognize. You've seen him once before. You've seen a statue of him as well.
Yep.
Hey, guy.
The townsfolk all fall completely silent. And you see Ismark is visibly angered, and Irina turns a ghastly shade of white.
I interpose myself between Irina and Strahd.
I'm not even in a position, am I?
I don't know, did you climb out of your hole?
Yes, by this point in time, I would have hoped to have climbed out of my hole that I didn't have to dig.
Okay, and give me a second.
And there.
Okay, Gorkvar is going to place a hand on Ismark's shoulder.
Just to prevent him from doing anything stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cast this on Irina.
Okay. So as the people carrying the coffin approach crypt, Strahd takes a respectful step backwards, still hasn't said anything, and gives you space to enter. You head in, it's a few steps down. It's not steep or anything, so there's no need to worry about the coffin falling over at this embarrassing point. But there's a area that looks empty. It's got its name on it, so you place the coffin down in there, and Donovich says it'll be sealed, and all of the final rites will be prepared, and thanks you. As you come back out of the crypt, Strahd is no longer there. For the people who were not in the crypt, you saw as the body was taken away, Strahd gave one look at Irina, gave a solemn nod, and then faded into mist. About couple of minutes after that, the thunderhead seemed to clear, and what little sun beats through the cloud-covered skies kind of shines through. The world and surroundings kind of returns to normalcy.
So he just swang by. He just swang by just to remind everyone he's still there. It's interesting to me that he just plays such an active role and just like, yeah, I'm going to show up to this funeral, just chill for a minute, and then bail out.
So I have to ask, and I'm going to ask the two that were helping, why would Strahd come to this?
So, who are you asking, Sean? Sorry.
Either Irina or her, is that her brother?
Okay, so Ismark will direct you away from Irina as you start looking quizzically in that direction. And let's have a look.
He's playing his game.
So he'll say, so I'm just getting, yeah, that's fine. So he'll tell you, he's infatuated with my sister. He probably thought this was some form of noble deed when he's the one. It's his fault my dad's dead.
Okay.
So that letter we found does make sense.
This dude is
Yeah.
putting the Disco Inferno on her.
It's like, yeah, I know your dad's dead, right? You want to just hang out? Like, come back to my place?
Yeah, we start hearing the "What is love?" Baby. So is everybody outside? What's Father Donovan doing?
So Father Donovan is now going to go in and he'll ask you to now the peasantry, shall we say, have started to thin out now, and he'll ask if you don't mind helping him lower his son's casket into a grave that you all just dug.
Sure. I'll help him.
Yeah.
I
So
asked him, is he concerned with what might happen after he's buried?
I have to be honest, I've not done too much other than the devil himself. There's not really much interaction we have with the kind. The sunlight and stake, and then the holy rites that I performed will hopefully let him rest in peace. As is a tradition, I'll be burying him face down, but I hope that he'll rest and may his soul return again to us.
I mean, he bears no responsibility in this. This is something that has happened to him, not because of his choice, any choices he made.
Correct.
It was his own foolish impulsiveness. I blame myself. I shouldn't have let him go with that mage.
Perhaps,
But
ultimately, this was done to him, not of his own volition. That's important to remember.
This is part of life here. What makes you question the reasons we carry on. To say, hopefully his soul will soon be returned.
No, indeed.
Okay. And he'll Donovich will thank you all for your help. He'll basically repeat the platitudes he said to Sean while you were doing the funeral march. Reaffirm that he's seen the light. He's going to try and start getting the church in a more deserving manner, but hopefully Strad won't punish him too much.
Hmm.
Well, I'm going to shake his hand and in the hand give him 5 gold pieces to help him get the church going again.
Okay. He'll thank you for it.
Can I take my moment to step up to him and kind of on the side, like shake his hand, of course, similar to Sean, but do one of those, yeah, I get why you did what you did.
So take a.
I'm being heartfelt and legitimate. Like, I get why you did it.
Yeah, they're good.
I'm not trying to deceive him. I'm being genuine.
No. I was going to let you take an insight check to read his reactions, but it's fine.
Oh, no, I'll go for that, sure.
He seems pretty... like, the hole needed to be dug, and you'd thrown a spanner in the works of him taking his time and preparing it on his own timescale, so...
Makes sense.
So it's now, like, 5 p.m.
How long until we can get to that place where that person to remove the curse from Chad was?
Why do you believe he's cursed?
He got bit by a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
So Chad does know that Hauser does know that he's hit points, his maximum hit points are reduced.
Yes.
So I believe he marked on his map.
I'll cast Detect Magic on him then. If it is a curse, then it'll radiate a spell upon him. If it is something that just needs to be naturally cured, time. My knowledge of medicine is primitive, but I think that this is not an unreasonable assumption for me to make.
Okay, so you do not see any what do you call it? Any magical aura radiating from Chad. You do see a magical aura radiating from Sean and from Gorkvar.
That would be the cloak he's wearing.
Is it around them or is it the items that they're wearing?
It's the items.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. You guys can see the map. I changed the page properly.
Yep.
Okay.
I think rest will cure what ails you.
Okay. So, like I said, the ranges are correct on this. So it's only 7 miles away.
That's as the crow flies.
So it's like 100 feet to the. Yeah. I mean, we could see it.
It's about 2 miles. So you can't see it because of the lay of the land. This doesn't have a topography.
Sure, but if we got to the edge of town, we could see it.
It's only 2 miles away.
Yeah, it's like 15 minutes walk.
Wait, isn't that the place where we're not supposed to go?
Yeah,
that's where he's trying to point us.
That's where we're going tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
He drew an arrow pointing straight to the place we were told not to go. He purposely did that.
Sorry, so I should say it's probably like 3 miles because the way his maps work, but yeah. By the by, it's not a long walk.
No.
At a gentle walk, you'd be there within an hour.
To ask the priest as well, do you feel like Strahd is annoyed with what has happened today? Like, do you feel like he has some sort of reason to be, I don't know, unsettled by the internment of the Burgermeister and your son? I mean, obviously your son we get, because that's a defeat on his part, but the Burgermeister.
Who am I to put myself into the mind of a devil? But
I mean,
to
has
send
he actively tormented you in the past?
prior to turning my son into a fiend and sending him to torment me for a year, I hadn't had too many experiences with him personally. If the reading through our histories, if the church becomes too prominent in town, the attacks start happening again. It hasn't just been Doru who was sent. Obviously, I held off some attacks previously. We'll persevere.
Feel safe inside the church? Do you feel like you're protected?
I feel as safe as I do anywhere in this cursed land.
Father, what happened to the Friary?
That's been a ruin as long as my father's father can remember. As I know nothing of the faith that was held there.
Thank you, Father.
Okay, well, let's retire to the house and we can rest up and wait and set off tomorrow.
He will take Theseus aside as you attempt to leave, and he'll suggest that you might want to get Irina away from here. Now that it's obvious the devil's interest in her, she probably won't be safe here.
Agreed. She can come chill at our house.
Or we'll take her out those gates that won't let us through.
There is an abbey of Saint Markovich in Presik, or there's a fortified town of Vakili. Anywhere is probably better than here.
Convincing her will be the challenge.
For sure.
Okay, and then you guys want to head back to your house?
He knows where we're residing, right? The priest?
Well,
we'll tell.
So meta-wise, he wouldn't, because he's not been in with the gossip.
So we'll tell him we are taking up residence in the old, whatever the house is called, right?
Durst place.
The Durst place, right? So if at any point he feels the need, he can always call upon us.
He'll do the equivalent of crossing himself.
Okay.
That's mention of the house.
It's clean.
This house is clean.
Okay.
Get sucked into the vortex.
Well, let's see if I manage to do this. Yeah. Is it going to work?
Sweet.
Did that work? Can you all see and have music and?
Yeah, I can see.
And we can move ourselves around. Yay!
I don't have music though.
I think I have music turned off.
Or faint music.
It's only background sounds.
moaning probably or something.
I had to turn the volume up. The music is there, but it's a little bit low. I can't quite hear it. So yes,
Are old.
there could be
There you
that
go.
as well.
Well, somebody tidied their bodies up and everything.
Look at that. All cleaned up, you say? So around what time of day is it now?
It is closer to 6 p.m. and 5 p.m. because obviously they use the same time and calendar as we do.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
It's getting towards twilight. Everyone's favorite time.
So I'm trying to debate, like, do we eat, go to get, like, we have no food here. Like, I recognize we have a house, but there's nothing here.
Well, we have our rations and stuff like that.
Yeah, we could field ration it, sure.
Taters.
Taters? Yeah, if only you guys had like a ranger who could go and hunt and get your own food.
That's a fair argument. There is clearly some game here, but we are getting kind of late in the day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
no one to
nothing
go out
bad
and get
happens in the
dark.
woods in Ravenloft.
Yeah, nothing bad at all.
It's just free XP.
And our ranger's such a great shot.
Right?
Well, he's better than he was last week.
I
I
hope so.
fixed his character sheet for him.
Your character sheet's fixed.
I don't know. With some of those dice rolls, I don't know that would have mattered.
Oh. Empire's about to show up and recruit you as a stormtrooper any day now.
I think this is a good opportunity for us to take time to rest and recuperate and get a good night's sleep, and then in the morning
I agree.
decide what our plan of action is. Inevitably, between now and then, something is going to happen. We're going to not get it, so the sooner we start resting, more likely we are to get some rest in before whatever untoward event occurs.
At that point, there is a knock at the door.
There we go.
Goody.
We'll go and open the door.
And there is a young lady there who looks a lot like this token. Do I have?
Is it a Vistani girl?
She does indeed say, hello. I believe my friends said you were looking for a housekeeper.
We are indeed. And who may you be?
Skippy.
Who is she? I made this and now I can't find it. Can I? I think was it if I. So, her name is Esmeralda.
And who was it that sent you here, Esmeralda?
The sisters in the taverns. They say you are looking for someone to maybe clean, maybe cook.
Family in the town here?
Not anymore.
So are you looking for accommodations as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So can we make a perception or an insight or some check to evaluate her?
Like
yes, you can.
Would you like this? We're going to investigate it.
We need to hide the silver in
So
this house.
it's insight checks if you want to perform an interview.
Okay. We haven't invited her in yet.
Careful who you invite in.
We're looking. Is her neck area exposed? Can we see any visible marks?
There are no bite marks on her neck.
We need to put a mirror in that entryway.
Yeah, we do.
She appears, Greg, to be 100% up and down on the line. She's looking for somewhere to live and will be willing to cook and clean for you.
well, then we invite her in.
I agree.
Okay.
I trust my evaluation of her, and yeah. So we'll invite her into the sort of main room where we all were.
Yeah.
I guess. Is it up here? In the piano?
I put you in the piano room, yes.
So we're in the piano room. I'll introduce her to my compatriots.
Okay.
And at some point here, I guess we'll just go through and make a list of things that we would like her to do, and we'll provide her with accommodations and some remuneration for her duties. And she can
Do you want to conduct an interview, or is she just like get a job?
Hired on the spot.
She lives here now.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that's sort of what I was doing before I invited her in. I was asking her all the questions, you know.
Okay. In that case, when you ask her if she knows how to cook, she'll say, yes, I can definitely cook. You might want to roll another insight check.
I was just going to say, that didn't sound super convincing at all.
It's me.
She can definitely cook.
Well, Sean's got lesser restoration, so after we get food poisoning, he can cure us.
Sean's not as sure about her cooking skills as the rest of you.
But you know what? She's probably better than we are.
Probably.
So, with time.
You know, throwing meat into a fire cooks it just the same. So
there you go.
Okay. I'm trying to think. So rather than trying to think of specific interview questions for you, do you guys want to ask her anything specific, or should I just let you take another round of insight checks?
Well, so I'd say we're sitting up here. We've broken out some of our rations and stuff like that, and we're eating before we go and take our repose. So we offer some food, like some drink and some salted meat, whatever.
She will take some food and drink with you. You're trying to walk her past any mirrors and
no,
probably not a bad
all
idea.
the good stuff.
No,
Yeah.
I think, and so we'll just sort of, rather than conduct a formal interview, we'll just ask her, where she's been living and like what is her expectations, like how much is she looking to get paid, in addition to like a place to live, and what other responsibilities she has in town. Who does she know?
Okay, so she will tell you that she's lived here and there, and that she knows everyone in town.
Okay.
Probably because she's lived here her whole life.
So now we have someone who we can send to the general store to buy provisions. You don't have to pay the outside.
And that's all she has for you.
Okay. Well, we'll give her choice of whatever rooms are available, and I said,
at that point, there is a knock at the door.
Down we go again. Maybe we should go move to the room beside the front door.
I know, right?
Okay. Hello.
So you guys can stay where you are. It's okay. I can.
Grand Central, how can we help you?
Hello. Is this the place with the housekeeper job?
Oh, sorry, the position has already been taken.
Oh, okay. The poor old lady will trundle away.
Oh,
just send Mrs. Doubtfire away.
Yeah.
That's actually the lady from Sherlock Holmes. Forgot the name of the woman now.
Why do I get to just? And I'm going to say this out of character because I'm going to roll with it the way that it's going. I get the distinction.
Just deleted. She's gone. It's too late. It's gone.
It was the right choice, and this lady's going to rob us blind and kill us in our sleep. Just throwing that out there.
Learn all about the Vistani from this young girl. All the things we don't know.
Yeah, like what it's like to get murdered in your sleep. I want.
Whatever. I don't think that is not my feeling when I. Whatever. If you, young elf, are worried about getting married by a teenage Vistani girl, then we have a lot more to be worried about.
I'm a little yeah.
It's okay. I'm going to murder you in your sleep whenever I finally turn because you guys decided to go to the Friary instead of get me some.
Okay.
I'm not agreeing to that. I don't think that's a good idea at all.
Esmeralda is your housekeeper now. Well done. She would like 2 silver a week.
Done.
And food and board.
We'll pay her 52 weeks.
She will provide services which include cleaning and cooking and no funny business.
Definitely no funny business.
She wants to make that abundantly clear.
And she'll take the chamber pots out, correct?
That's asking a bit much.
5 silver a week.
Gotta clean up after your shitty ass.
Pay her for 3 months.
Okay.
Did I miss the part where we started getting Strahd bucks?
I have Strahd bucks.
Oh, how do you have Strahd bucks?
You all have gold and silver. They just don't all have Strahd's face on it.
Yeah, but I thought they weren't accepting our gold and silver for that reason.
No? What have you tried to buy? The only place you've been that would have actually taken money, you decided to not buy anything. No, you bought arrows and they took your money. Happily.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair point.
And the butcher lady / madam also took our gold there.
So, yeah, she can pick whatever one of the empty rooms that she wants. And
so she will take the servants' quarters.
Okay.
Not
the kids' room?
Oh, the kids' room was in the attic.
Mine.
Up here. So if you guys just want to put a mark on the map for what rooms you want, I can redecorate it in between sessions, as I removed the corpse from this room and the corpses from this one. So if you would like to claim rooms and specify decorations.
If I'm going to play my general part, normally I wouldn't be comfortable sleeping indoors. However, there's some creepy shit in those woods, and I'm also not an idiot. So I'm not necessarily comfortable getting tackled down to a room. So I think I'm going back to that one where there's at least those stuffed animals, so at least I can kind of feel
in the caves underneath the house if you wanted.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, I don't want to go down there.
Stuff like that. That's close to nature.
Yeah, it's a little too close. How's that sound?
So
the basement's a great place for a game room.
Gabe can have this room up here then. Okay. And then if you want to change any rooms that are in here to be anything else, just let me know. Because you currently have obviously dining room, kitchen, pantry.
So I think once we get a little bit more gold, we could grind up 25 gold and put a arcane lock on the door.
Ooh, I like that.
So that we could only people with the password could enter.
Okay.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Don't really have to.
So out of game, meta-wise, if you want redecorating or anything, just shoot me a message on Discord and I will fix it for next session type kind of thing.
I think slowly but surely I want to start collecting this thing with hides and a shrubbery so that it sort of feels like it's like potted plants. I want to add nature to that.
We're going to build a conservatory on the roof for you.
You've got a room here with a lot of furniture and stuff like that, so I'm assuming that there is enough. It's old furniture, but it'll tide you over kind of thing.
Once our maid here starts to clean the place, I'm sure it'll look substantially better.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do before bedtime?
I'm gonna make
Mark my
medical.
room.
I'm gonna make a medical check on the halfling.
Okay.
Just to make sure.
He feels a little cold to a touch and yet has a bit of a sweat on. A bit of a dab on, you know?
We'll see.
Some colloquialisms for you there. I'm pretty sure that's Barovian.
Yeah, like I was saying, like I know you guys want to go to that friary, but I think we need to take care of
Okay.
everybody here.
We'll see how he is in the morning.
Okay. Are you guys setting a watch still?
I would think so. I always like to volunteer for first watch.
I don't know. We need to set a watch. We're in our house. We just lock the door.
Are you
Yeah,
going
but
to
we got
tell
a new
Esmeralda
person.
that you're setting watches?
Oh yeah, I think she needs to kind of get used to the rhythm of the house now.
Yeah. It's
So
also going to be helpful to make sure she doesn't drop us blind while we sleep.
Yeah,
What
there's
is
that.
she, what is she gonna steal? My God, she took an old piece of furniture and like hoofed it out the front door.
And we didn't hear that in our sleep.
My God, she took our dictionary, our Webster's dictionary, out of the library.
Oh God,
yeah,
Now, real quick,
you-
how many of you have seen Risky Business?
But I slide across the wooden floors in my underwear.
how many
I'm
of
doing that right
you
now.
have told her about the secret doors? Does she know about that yet? So does she know about this room here? And does she know about this space here?
no, she's gonna figure that out at some point in time. But I think we should.
Same thing. And my plan at some point, once we get a little bit more resources, is to lock that door permanently, the one to the basement. And
Okay.
the secret door, as far as in the library, it kind of is irrelevant, right? I mean, we could use it to stash stuff as a kind of a safe thing, but I don't think now that the body and everything's gone out of it, I don't think it's really that big a deal.
Okay. So the who is taking first watch?
I volunteered for that.
Okay. Put yourself somewhere in the house where you will
Well-
be taking your first watch.
So I think I'm going to start with the patrol kind of through the house, just kind of checking, and then I'm going to like roam the house, through each floor kind of thing.
Okay. So it's been a couple of hours, and you get to this point here, and you hear a loud knocking noise coming from upstairs.
Loud knocking as in like someone fell or...
It's a really loud knock.
All right, heading in that direction.
As you get up the stairs to here, you notice that these doors are open.
Oh, now you're going to make me say her name. Adara?
Adara, are
Everything
you making a loud knocking noise that would open doors?
Not that I'm aware of.
Are you sure you didn't learn knock last night?
Yeah.
Or you wanted to learn knock in your downtime?
Are the doors open or closed? You said open?
They are open.
So
They were
I'm gonna-
mundane doors that had the knock spell cast on them. Looks like it works, Greg.
Oh,
Yeah, you got me.
you got me too.
I wasn't going to let you learn it in the like 5 minutes they were having a conversation. You need to put some effort
I
into
did
it in
tell
your
you
downtime.
last week that I was practicing on that box.
Yeah.
The little box, and I was locking it, and then like the lock box, and then using the knock spell to open it. Not like flapping the doors in the house and the windows.
It's not my fault you didn't have it quite down yet. You're now pretty confident you have the knock spell down.
I apologize.
It's okay. You just scared
Apologies.
the piss out of me.
Yeah. That's uncharacteristic of me, but alas, I was caught up in my research.
Okay. Keep in mind, people are sleeping. I'm heading. I guess I'll head back to my my tour of the building.
Yeah. as you come back down the stairs, you want to roll a perception check? 25.
Pretty darn
Never rolled as
perceptive,
good in
wouldn't you say?
combat.
I know,
You
right?
hear Esmeralda
Get a dump.
snoring quite loudly. She's a bit of a snorer.
That's okay.
Do I hear through the floor?
No, you're well away now. You've decided knocking exhausted you.
I mean, I am right above her room, right?
No, you to his
I know.
elven ears, it's quite loud. Or maybe he's a creep and like put him up against the door. I don't know.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting
Yes.
at. Like, did we
He's
get an
got
idea?
hand drill, and he's drilling holes in the walls of her room
Well,
to
'cause
keep
it's
an eye on her.
this is the dad in me where I want to like open the door just to make sure like everything all right. Okay, yeah, no, she just snores,
Yeah.
cool, and like kind of like.
He's
but I
looking through
don't.
the keyhole.
No, I don't want to do that.
So who's taking second watch? Are you going to hand over watch to someone?
Or why not?
So,
Oh,
so
wait, no,
really,
it's okay.
really quick, it'd be a good idea to have the non-casters do our watches while we're resting, because we need to rest for the long rest to get our spells back.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, you guys are going to have a long rest as long as you don't do anything strenuous, like starting a combat, deciding to cast 15 spells in a row. Telling me you want to do enough press ups to give yourself an extra pip of strength. I don't know. Right.
Possibility?
Yeah. Anything's a possibility.
My weight set and get rid of my 9 strength.
Okay. Godfather.
Well, there's either we've eaten too much meat or she's weightlifting again.
Okay. And who's he handing over for the last watch?
I'll do it.
Okay. So you notice around about 5:30 in the morning, Esmeralda comes down the stairs and leaves.
She's
I
going out
see
and getting
this, or I've noticed that this has happened.
Oh, you see it, depending on what level you're on. Like you might hear her leaving her room, but if you're downstairs already, as she is, she'll. Hey,
It looked like
Good
she was
morning.
taking a.
take a perception check. She did have a bag on her.
You guys are so suspicious.
It was
You
a pretty big
are you
bag.
singing your song,
Sorry.
Chad?
Random Vistani shows up to our house and it's like, yeah, I want to be the housekeeper, and it seems a little bit too perfect to me.
He's the perfect choice.
Ask her where she's going.
Ought to get some breakfast supplies.
Breakfast
Told ya.
supplies.
Told you so.
And with what money are you getting these breakfast supplies?
The money that we paid her.
You have a deal with Arik, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Be hasty.
Let's see. So what kind of check do I need to do to see if she's if I believe her?
An insight check. She seems pretty down the level.
Okay.
On the level, straight down the line, You can see if you want, go over if you want. I don't know, do what you want.
For a good idea to split the party.
Always a good idea. Nothing bad ever
So
happened.
she leaves. She is gone.
And then 5 minutes later, she's back.
Just start looking around to see if anything's missing.
Oh my God, she took the piano.
Son of a bitch.
Her and her gypsy friends took our piano.
It was under her
We're
dress. the
gonna
whole
live
time.
here. I would rather not keep stuff here that I want stolen. If I know that people are going to be stealing from us. Eventually, we'll get stuff that we'll want to keep.
About the elf more than I'd worry about the girl.
Hey.
So, are you checking her room and stuff while she's gone? Or are you like checking the silverware? Are you like whereabouts are you looking?
I'm checking around on the first floor first since I'm down there.
Yeah. So you have a look in the
Start checking.
kitchen, and it looks like it's been reorganized a little bit, but as far as you can tell, there's nothing really missing. Like all of the knives that were in the oven seem to have been put back. You don't know why knives would be in the oven, though. You have no idea, literally, why knives were in the oven in the first place.
In the oven?
You took all of the knives out of the kitchen and put them in the oven. For some
I know.
reason.
That's what I'm saying. Did we not do it ourselves?
Chad wasn't there.
I wasn't there for that.
As you come out of the kitchen, you see this gentleman. No, this gentleman is here.
Well, he just randomly walked into our house?
He was in the hallway when Chad came out, but you're asleep, so it doesn't matter.
Fair point. I'm not there to argue.
So I'm what, up here roughly?
Yeah. Oh, it's an older-looking gentleman in smart attire. Looks an awful lot like Alfred the butler. An awful lot like Alfred. As if I just stole some art and then put a circle around it.
Wasn't going to say anything.
And he says, Master Halfling, I believe you're looking for some help around the house.
How many people in this town are looking for a job?
Well, that and the door's locked, did not.
She left.
Let me get my friend. This is his house. I'm gonna call up the stairs.
Yes, bring the young wizard down.
I'm yelling up the stairs for everybody to come on down.
Okay, so
I guess that wakes me up.
Assume everyone's here. It's fine. Don't need to move talking. He'll say, word around the town and echoing around the halls is that you're trying to get some help around here. It's probably too much work for a young lady to do on her own, and a little bit more organization around the place never hurt anyone.
Would you be?
I'm starting to wonder if we have the finances to employ all of these people.
Oh, I'm Albert. Almost Albert.
Oh, wow.
And what type of services are you offering, Albert?
Well, you think of me as your butler. I can control the help and the riffraff that you may have already hired.
The riffraff.
I know things. I know my way around this place.
Do you?
I drink and I know things.
How is it that you know your way
There's
around
his
this
way around this place.
You hear things. You're when you get to be as old as I am, you pick up a few things.
Sort of looking up and down. Well, at the moment, I believe the position we were looking has been taken. But we appreciate your interest. If the situation changes, then where would we perhaps contact you?
Oh, if you make it known that you're looking for any more help, let's say I think the young girl will struggle to do it all alone.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder. Starting to wonder the same thing.
I have confidence in her.
Okay.
As I give him the eye, I like look up at him.
Do you want to take an insight check? I'm assuming.
Can we?
Well, you can all take one if you want. I don't mind.
I want to get an idea. Yeah, just because I'm curious.
Chad definitely doesn't like him.
Joe.
Do you want Gorkvar to take one as well? Or is he still sleeping?
I yelled for everyone's.
I'm not sure how, because I'm curious. I don't know. I don't know about something about this guy I like.
The fact that he like came into our house without knocking.
Yeah, there's something about that I find impressive.
It seems to be a older gentleman who looks pretty competent, well-mannered, treats you all with respect, doesn't seem to bat an eyelid at the elf or the half-orc or the halfling for non-humans.
How much is he thinking about for his services?
Well, given the
I turn to
room,
the elf and I say the position has been filled.
For maid, yes, but he does different things.
Well, at the moment, that is not something that we're looking for. If you know what I mean.
I don't know that I agree with that statement.
And
are you guys doing this loudly or in hushed tones?
I thank him for his interest. And I said...
So as you're having that conversation, he's going to walk over to the halfling and give you down on one knee. He's going to give you a look over. Good. You seem to be feeling a lot better now. And you'll notice that your temporary hit points seem to have been returned to normal.
So,
and then he'll turn and start to walk out.
Pause, before you get too far. So is he far enough away that I can have a private conversation with Audra without necessarily him hearing it?
You could ask him to leave the room.
He's leaving, so we could just let him go and then go find him later.
Where can we find you after we've settled this minor disagreement I have with your friend here?
He'll pop his head back around the door. He'll tell you, just do the same, make it known that you're looking, and I'll come and find you if I'm not gainfully employed somewhere else.
Understood.
And then he'll leave.
I find it disturbing that he entered our house unbidden.
Did we lock it, or did the girl lock the door whenever he came in?
I don't know. I mean, we could go have a look. What, after he's left, is the door shut? Did he shut the door behind himself?
Take a perception check.
Completely in character. I'm not entirely positive that I trust.
Well,
wait.
You heard the door close behind him.
Okay, but is Esmeralda still out and shopping?
Yep.
Okay. I don't necessarily know that I agree that I trust any of the Vistani yet.
Sure.
While we had a great conversation with a really wonderful person last night, I have a feeling that there's something up with those folks, and I'm not entirely certain that I 100% trust them.
I don't agree.
Having a foil, someone there to kind of keep an eye on things, sort of sounds right to me.
Well, I agree that perhaps doubling down sounds like a good idea. We are just opening ourselves up to twice as many. Like, if you were worried about the Vistani, then you should be equally worried about this guy who just wandered into our house at 5:30 in the morning.
It's closer to after 6 now.
Oh, okay.
In the morning?
It wasn't, because Chad went and, Hauser went and investigated to make sure nothing was missing and stuff like that.
That's fine, right? But I'm just saying, he didn't knock on the door. He didn't whatever. He just wandered into the house and decided to have a gaggle around. At least she came to the door.
I'm not disagreeing.
And waited to be invited in, I know. Weird.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying there's something about this that doesn't feel right. And having a second set of eyes when we're not here doesn't sound like a bad idea to me.
Oh no! Apparently he healed me. So.
And then there's
He didn't
that.
heal
Yeah,
you,
I
he
was,
healed naturally.
but he knew to look.
Well, so obviously everybody in the town knows our business.
Well, we did. All right. So in their defense, we did put that out there.
No, I get that, but that's what I'm saying is that so I'm an advocate of like everybody forking over 5 gold and let's lock the fucking front door permanently now.
Yeah, no, and I'm not disagreeing that that's not the right thing to do. I think that it is.
Let's give us some time with our new girl and then see how it works out. And then if
Did
it
we
doesn't,
ever inspect her neck? Like, did we give a visual inspection? Was that part of that?
Yeah.
All right.
and we'll be able to.
I think he did say she looked normal.
We'll be able to. So I think that there's more going on with the Vistani than meets the eye. More than just like your suspicion of them. I think internally there's more.
Are you still having the conversation in the hallway, the entryway, or have you moved
No, we
it
can
to
go
the
out in my room and have this conversation if we want. There's still
Sure.
chairs there.
Well, you hear the doors opening and some rustling, and then noises from the kitchen.
Totally not
I will
talking about-
ask, did we ever find keys to the house?
No.
So, Chad,
So,
how are your locksmithing skills?
He can open locks and probably lock them. I
cannot produce
don't
them
know
from his
that he
rectum.
can. I don't think he can make a key.
Well, then perhaps that's something we should address today, is go and see if there's a locksmith. Well, we could probably just ask our girl if there's a locksmith in town and get the locks.
Bet you she can pick it herself.
You oh my God.
She
don't
made
really
a way
see it.
out of the house, did you? Didn't she? If you lock the door at night, she managed to get out.
That often, Chris, when leaving your house, it is easy to get out of the locked house. It is somewhat more challenging to get back in.
So that assumes that a house built in this time period would just have a deadbolt latch on both sides of the door and not need a key to do both ways.
Yeah, in those days, they had a key that fit into the door from both sides or to lock and unlock it.
Yeah.
So,
hey,
So-
Mr. DM,
She came back.
were there any mirrors in this house?
Yeah.
That we remember.
Do we
Here's what
remember
my suggestion is that we get a mirror, a couple mirrors, place a mirror here, place a mirror in about this area, so that as people enter, we can actually see if they have a reflection.
Okay. You want to ask Esmeralda to do that while you're not around, or is it something you guys want to do?
I'll do that right now while everybody else is arguing.
I'll make sure they're on the drawing for next time.
the other thing,
For
too,
now.
is if our concern is vampires, they can't enter without us inviting them in.
Yep.
Clearly, Albert the
That's
butler,
half the reason why I like that guy, by the way.
that he's not a vampire.
Yes.
That probably goes for a majority of the people here.
I don't know that.
He's probably
Yeah.
the butler of the former residents of the house.
Well, they've been
Um,
dead for a while, I think, too, right?
So after you guys finish your conversations, are you going to like wash up and get ready before you eat, or are you just
Oh,
going
yeah,
to go
I
and sit down?
finish the rest of that.
Yeah, we'll wash up.
Okay. As you go up the stairs, you all want to roll perception checks for me. Basically, don't get a 1. Okay, that's fine. Not everyone rolled a 1 here, so that's good. The portraits are different.
Like
There
change
is-
different.
There is a portrait of a dashing elf, like stood posing over a hunting kill. There's a a
Not you,
portrait of a priestly gentleman
The house.
stood
house is
proud. There is a halfling character with a roguish smile. There's a studious-looking young lady and a rather amused-looking half-orc gentleman seems to be taking a large bite out of a turkey leg.
Standing on a throne of skulls.
That's not creepy at all.
Okay, so clearly, unless this girl was finger painting by night, she didn't paint these on her own. The fucking house did it.
Exactly. People did say the house had a spirit of its own.
Yep.
So
Now we have something to ask our new employee about.
Yeah, maybe she could. Yeah, ask her. See if she could explain that.
Well, so first of all, we'll start off with: is she aware of this gentleman, Albert?
Albert?
And you did say you knew every
Name rings a bell.
older fellow, wants to be the butler.
I wouldn't call him old. Pretty brawny.
Does this
I
match
think-
the description of the dude we saw?
You definitely wouldn't have said he was brawny, no. He
He
works
sounded-
with the pig farm.
I don't think we're
This
speaking of
does
the
not
same
look like
person.
a pig farming butler.
No. The way the butler talked is like he sounded like he was old or something.
She does not know anyone called Albert other than
Is
this
she,
pig farmer.
is she aware of a locksmith in town?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get her to give us rough directions to it, and then
Are you going to need him to change the doors as well, or so I can do that for you when I'm on my rounds after, if you like.
what I ask her, what does she think is entailed with securing the house?
I don't know exactly, but do you want him to come and take the lock out and put a new one on, or do you want him to just bring a new door, or?
Well, we want a set of keys made for the front door.
For the existing lock? Might be a bit tricky. I'll go and I can check. I can have an answer for you this afternoon.
And we
We
want
want to make sure that only
bars
people we want.
on the balcony doors and stuff like that as well. Does this not has a portcullis, doesn't it? Or
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry, no, it's not a particle. It's a gate. It's a metal gate that opens in night.
sure.
So you could chain and padlock that. Both balconies actually do have the key on the inside. You've only found the key that's in them, but there is a key in both of the doors. So, assuming it's either still on the inside of the door and the inside of the door here, there are keys in those locks.
Different keys.
Yes.
Or specific to those particular.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could ask her if she can get those copied as well, if you like.
Well, the other thing is we want the locksmith to put in deadbolt type bars.
So these doors are actually mostly glass. So if you wanted you'd have to change the doors if you wanted that to be done. But she tells you it's definitely something that she could organize. It would just cost more.
Yeah, that's fine. But how do you feel?
It'll ruin the lighting in this room, especially this room.
Well, no, I was thinking we could get a second set of doors installed behind the glass doors, almost like storm shutters type thing.
Your character will notice already that there are storm shutters on the outside of these doors,
right?
But they just latch on, so they're not. You could open them quite easily.
It's Sean's room, so it's up to Sean.
Yeah.
Where he feels because they've got French doors out to your balcony in your room, Sean. Would you prefer some type of more secure door that didn't have so much glass?
Comes on.
There we go. So we were talking about Sean, about perhaps replacing the French doors to the balcony in your room if you felt that they were not secure enough.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so she says she'll come back with the price and the timescale for work for you. It might need a separate contractor if the guy the locksmith isn't
Leave
maybe
it
up for it.
in her capable hands.
Okay.
Does Strahd own all the businesses in town?
He is the land.
I think he owns all this shit, don't he?
So, Esmeralda tells you all after another 10 minutes or so that breakfast is ready if anyone wants it.
I'm starving.
So she has there is some
You didn't
some
go to the
bread.
same cooking school as Eowyn from Lord of the Rings, did she?
It is just some bread. There's actually some butter set on the table as well, with a silver butter knife in there. It's not tarnished now, and there are like, but it's not really. She's not carved it, but there's a cut of ham there.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
The bread, it's not toasted, but it's warm as if it was baked this morning.
Want it toasted? I can firebolt it for you.
The bread is still like kind of heavy, doughy taste and texture to it, so it's not great, but it's a breakfast, and she didn't cook anything, so she's not messed it up.
I shall attempt to enjoy my meal.
So before we leave, I'm going to go and create a list of things that would need to get done. I will pass this on to you or whatever at some point, Chris.
Yeah.
And it's a sort of a list of duties and so forth, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
And,
it's your house, man. Do what you want.
Is it though? Are we?
You've got the deed.
Are we?
The house thinks it's ours.
Yes. The house, we belong to the house. Does the house belong to us?
The house belongs to us. Yes.
What do you guys want to do today? Do you want to go out to the Abbey and investigate?
So, Chad, do you agree with old Butler's assessment that you are feeling better?
So you are feeling better. You have recovered your temporary. The thing that was cutting off your temporary hit points has gone, and you are back to your original full hit points.
I don't feel as bitey, apparently.
I don't feel
how
as
convenient. Yeah, how conveniently that happened, so that the people who are sitting there going, "No, let's not go to the Friary," now have a reason to sit there and say, "Well, there ain't nothing else to do."
I'm trying here. I think this is a terrible idea.
I think all of our concerns have been squashed, so that we have no other reasons not to go.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying is, where do you want to go today? That was one of the options. Do you want to go to the gypsy camp beyond the Friary? Do you want to go play bocce ball in the street? Do you I mean, I think we could go.
You could go and see a good time, lady.
We could go see the good time. I think we should go and stop over at what's her face's house?
Arena,
and perhaps have a difficult conversation with her.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be staying here kind of conversation.
Well,
yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Because, since we've kind of taken ownership of this house, we might as well start moving more people in.
I don't know how reluctant she's going to be, but we'll see. But I mean, I think that's a conversation that's worth having. But I mean, what do you guys want to do today?
I don't know how we get around Theseus's strong desire to go to the Friary.
Unbelievably,
We can tell we can go afterwards.
Unbelievably strong.
It's like not even 8 a.m. yet. You've got lots of time.
Yeah, we can go after. I mean,
Is your wish to go to the Friary from nostalgia? Or is it the wish because you're inquisitive to see what has happened in the time since you were there that has passed?
Let's just say it's a flaw of mine. We'll just put it that way.
Well, that seemed evasive. I think you should be locked up with the Vistani girl.
his flaw is he's trying to always convince us to go into a total party kill.
I just want to die, and I'm taking every one of you with me.
I will throw. I'm fine. We can stay in the house. That's fine. That's fine. And I didn't loop the music. I don't think. There we go.
It's okay. I can barely hear it anyway.
I can hear it though, and it gets me in the mood.
Well, good.
Oh,
DM better.
Why is it that you wish to go to this Friary so badly? I mean, I'm 100% engaged in going in some place that someone told me that I shouldn't go.
Because it's in another time, it's the place where I grew up. It's my religion. It's where everything that I know has been.
Sure. I mean, I get that. That's the sense of nostalgia. I understand. But what do you expect to find there?
Answers, hopefully.
Oh, it's bad juju in that friary. Should avoid it. And then Esmeralda leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talking to what's her name, see if we can't get her to take up some action or get the hell out of town.
I think, yeah, we obviously go see Arena before we leave town. But I mean, it's like, what, 15 or 20-minute walk to the Friary? So.
It'd be about half an hour, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's keeping a good pace. Yeah. 45 minutes to an hour is probably the walking pace.
Sure.
Kind
I think
of
that I seem, as far as I'm concerned, I think that's a great thing.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to see Arena and Ismark first?
Sure.
Okay. Oh.
If we haven't leveled up yet.
No. You get XP at the end of the session. You okay, so you get to Arena and Ismark's house. Again, you walk through a town. It's pretty early. You see some people pushing some carts around. You see different people. You're all going, aren't you?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just throw you onto a map just so I can.
Dirty elf. Somebody throws a rotten apple at it.
So you notice now there's actually more people around that they do kind of step to the side a little bit more than is necessary around your group. But as you're getting to this crossroads here, which way are you planning on going? Are you going to continue south and work around, or go main street and then?
I'm going to go like.
I would think like something like this.
West and then
like
south. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So as you get here, Ed, you do notice a gentleman that has a deer over his shoulders.
So
he can hit stuff.
That looks like a good hunt there, sir. Where'd you find that?
In the woods.
Ooh.
Somewhere near town, or did you go far? I consider myself a bit of a hunter myself. I was hoping to get some game hunting in sometime, strictly for sport, of course.
Depending on what you're looking to hunt, there's you don't have to travel too far. But once you hit the tree line, there's lots of hunting. Just make sure you have a one that you're playing the correct role in the game, shall we say?
I understand completely.
I would advise not hunting the woods to the north of the town, though.
Better gaming to the south, you're saying?
Underneath the cliff, you mean?
Yes. The Lord has his own hunting grounds and doesn't appreciate people taking his game. No,
Understood.
lawful
I
people
respect-
should respect their Lord's rules.
So don't hunt north. Got it. Well, I appreciate it. Maybe I'll see you out there.
Yeah, good day to you all. And he turns to the left and heads south.
Like left as in
So down this way.
Gotcha.
Yeah, down that street.
Gotcha. I
They
think
obviously came from the direction of the gates.
Yeah, he came from here. You saw him here and spoke to him under crossroads. He went down here as you guys continued that way.
Got it. Well, unless anyone's got anything else, I say we move on.
Yep. Going to Grandma's house.
I want to stop at the Madam of Meats and see if
Yeah.
my turkey's ready.
So she'll greet you and good morning. Is it? I don't really know. I don't recognize your garb. Is it father? I don't know.
Not quite yet, but we're getting there.
Okay. You looking to get anything more fresh? I'm still working on your jerked meat.
Okay, sounds good.
We're not in grade 5 anymore, you know.
So as you are leaving, a burly man pushes past you. Do you want to take a strength check?
Is that me or
No. Oh,
He's
it's
still part of
Sean.
Sean.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Oh, so
That was a battle of wills there.
I actually that doesn't include his modifier. So luckily, he gets an 8. So he does manage to burst past you, which probably ends better for you. If I'm honest, I don't think I would have been impressed if he bounced off you.
Would have been funny though.
It would have been
Yeah.
funny. Vasha,
Yeah.
I want to speak about that trouble last night. You can't be letting him in this place anymore. Sheila says, "Hush, Oleg, not in front of the good brother. It's probably not his scene." He actually turns and looks at you for the first time, and looks you up and down with a assessing kind of, can he take you, can he not take you kind of look. Fine.
If you had a pocket wizard, it'd be an even fight.
Then he'll move over and he'll take on a more conspiratorial tone with her, and they'll start discussing something you can no longer hear.
Unlimited power.
And I'm just going to quickly, just out of the blue, just say Albert.
They'll both look at you
Sword, where he comes from as we leave.
and then continue the conversation.
So's your mother, Albert.
That's right.
Take a perception check to see if you notice her thinking that you're talking about a Prince Albert. They give you a dismissive glance and continue with a conspiratorial tone.
Okay. I just say thank you and walk out.
Okay. Yep. So you didn't buy any fresh meat, so it didn't cost you anything, and your jerky is not ready yet.
Right.
Okay. You get to the house and knock at the door, and Irina will ask who it is.
With your,
Theseus in the gang.
yeah, this isn't the game.
Okay. So she'll open the door for you at the recognizing your voices and let you in.
Woohoo!
Nice.
It's our
Wanted
first time
to-
in here.
I wanted to thank you for helping with Father. It meant a lot.
After some discussion last night, have something that we wish to talk to you about.
Okay.
Perhaps we should sit down.
She will. Now that the coffin is out of the sitting room, you notice that it's rather not lavishly appointed, but
Well-to-do.
nicer than you might have expected. She motions to a seat and then asks if you would like anything to drink.
We've just recently had our morning repast.
Okay, good.
So,
And
are you aware of a young Vistani girl named
Vistani.
Esmeralda?
Not anyone that I know of. But
Okay.
Vistani come through town quite often. The only real fixtures would be Elka, Marabella, and Savia.
So the sisters that own the
Sisters,
tavern.
Yeah.
The other thing we wanted to talk to you about is how safe do you feel?
Oh, you as well.
Well,
I had this from Ismark for the last week. Now Father's been laid to rest, I'm sure he's going to become more insistent.
we were
Exactly
kind of
what Jim
hoping that you would accompany us. For safety, of course.
Where do you plan on trying to take me that's going to be safe from this fiend?
Oh, I don't think it matters where specifically, just that you are in the company of others. Did you not feel more assured during our encounter with him yesterday?
I
cast protection from evil on her, and she can't be charmed and feared or frightened.
She didn't feel like he attempted to do anything. She didn't get any vibes from him at all. She'd convey that in a more eloquent sense than I just did. But
I think your brother is not incorrect in that his attentions will become more intense.
we can see. I have to speak to Ismark as well. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to have you arguing his case as well. Did he put you up to this?
No, not at all. It just seemed like the right thing to do, considering, I think, at some point here, inevitably, this will all come to a head.
Well, I can.
For your consideration.
If you can think of a plan that he's happy with, I suppose I don't have anything else holding me here.
Our plan today is to go and investigate the old abandoned abbey on the creek.
Oh, that old ruin. I remember playing the Bismarck there as children. We used to fish off one of the broken down walls.
Anything, like, do you know how the abbey came to be in ruins?
Been ruined ever since I've lived here.
And also, Not to be too prying, I mean, you can always say no, but you did mention the fact that the Burgermeister was not your father. You were adopted?
Yeah, I going to have to look stuff up if you're going to question too deeply, but
So
yeah, he
is
found me as a child and raised me as his own. I can't say that he treated, if anything, he probably treated me better than his Mark. He
Mark
always had to look up to his father and try to set marks for him to try to exceed. I never had to deal with any of that.
okay? Well, I mean, it is an unusual situation.
I'm sure I'm not the only adopted child in town.
Indeed. Does anybody else have anything they want to ask her?
Let's hear. Did we get the details on the brothers' plan yet?
He doesn't have a plan. He just doesn't want her to be alone.
She said that if you can come up with a plan that he's happy with.
Ah, I understand. I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to keep this guy from just walking into the house. I recognize he's got to be quote unquote invited. Has Strahd ever been invited before? Is that how he's able to get in and out of the house now?
Which house are you talking about?
Theirs, her house.
Are you asking her if she's ever invited him in?
Yes.
So he is not currently welcome here.
Does
So
that
he-
preclude him from entering?
He, since this ordeal started, he's never been in the house.
So by your estimation, do you feel safe in the house?
Well, the zombies haven't returned yet, but I'm sure it won't be long.
If I'm to understand this correctly, the forbiddance only applies to his kind. Agents of his are not under the same restrictions, much like our uninvited visitor to our house this morning, right? So he could easily have humans or people come and try to take her from the house.
That's why I was so suspicious of you all when you arrived.
Of course. No, absolutely. Right. So, yeah, I mean, he doesn't, well, he might be forbidden from the house. It doesn't mean that his agents are not. If they decide to lay siege to the house, there's little that can be done to protect.
At mention of laying siege to a house, you see get a little bit, not shaken, but a little
nervous.
bit of PTSD.
I do think it would be better if you came with us. I don't know if it's less safe than you being here, but you being with us would at least hopefully give you a sense of some security. The more the merrier.
Whereabouts is your brother at the moment?
He's an early riser. Again, he's probably out trying to rouse people to march on the castle again or some folly like that.
Well, you're more than welcome to.
So she'll turn to Gorkvar and thank him for intervening yesterday.
He'll grunt something of approval.
Tree pretty.
Your girlfriend now.
Gorkvar need new wife.
Old one broken.
So you have anything else for her?
Well, I extend the invitation. If she wishes to join us for our day journey, we're just going to go and have a look around the abbey and then return in a couple hours.
I don't know if that's a good idea at all.
The
Do
woman
you,
is- the picture
do
of the
you
woman
say that to
Okay,
her
you know
before
what?
she responds?
has a large pointy sword and is wearing plate mail. So
It could be all decorative.
could be, but
This is something to decide before she either accepts or not.
I mean, I put the offer out there to her.
I mean, if she needs protection, I feel compelled to offer protection.
So do I.
Okay.
I just don't know that
She
because
is
she has
more
the
than
Abbey
happy
is
to take a
protecting
trip to the Abbey.
Oh God.
Nice. We just got a 10th level fighter in our party.
Or first.
As we discover she's there for our protection, not us protecting her. Oh, let me go get my vorpal sword and my plate mail of a 3 on this. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be right back. We got this shit.
This could be a situation of dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
So she does go and retrieve her rapier, and she was already wearing a breastplate.
As one does.
That's a good about the house outfit, breastplate and rapier.
Especially in this town.
I think perhaps we should leave a note for your brother. He might be worried upon his return. So we'll just leave it and tack it to the front door or tack it inside the house, actually. Leave it on the table or something.
Went to Dangerous Abbey with strangers. Be back by lunch.
Or not.
So take a perception or an insight check, depending on what's better for you. The people who are inviting her to come out to the Abbey. So Hauser notices an excited gleam in her eye at the prospect of going to the Abbey.
Or just going
Boy,
outside.
here I go killing again.
Sorry, not the Abbey, the Friary, sorry.
But I mean, is she excited at going outside?
Oh, yeah, from your one, you are engrossed in writing your note, Greg.
Okay. It takes me a couple attempts since I have many spelling errors.
It's okay. All right, and so you
are gone to Abbey with guys. Back later.
Are you actually heading to a friary now then?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I again point out we were advised against this?
By who?
Our friend.
Vistani. The people that you don't trust.
I trusted that one.
And
Chad,
she needs... It's a river.
I trusted them.
Does she have a weapon?
Yeah, she has a rapier and some armor.
Rapier.
Gotcha.
Either that's a river or someone's taking the longest pee ever.
That's what I just said. I said, Chad, are you taking a leak?
I'll turn it down a little bit for you now. You know there's a river there, which you did because she goes fishing there. So, as you approach you see the bridge over to the left of the. Let me guess, right? So yeah, you see the bridge over the river, and you see the ruins of a friary. It is pretty much the building you left behind, but it is in a lot worse repair than you recall when you left it maybe, 5 days ago now?
Yeah.
Wait,
do you want to take a perception test, John?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll give you advantage on it, but that's fine. Do you, so you notice that obviously the general disrepair of it, the layout still seems the same. So this would be the entranceway to if you were coming here for service, this is the way you would come in. You know that there's this used to be an entranceway here that was quite grand that led in. There was an actual garden on the inside as you went deeper into it, and then it split out as it's surrounded by covered buildings. Your quarters were over in this corner up here. So over here, the
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I can't see it. All I got is.
I'm just putting the locations of stuff. I'm not going to reveal anything because you can't see. So all of this side up to out here is all the chapel part of it where any services would happen. This is the room where you were eating your meal. This up in the top left was your like the dormitory and bunks. The room to the right of that, there's a door leading back there as well. Was the not training area, like the kitchen and stuff like that, and then there is space just off the chapel, which is where the bishop would have stayed. He had his own private room.
Okay.
It seems a little bit more eerie than you are used to. Obviously, the feel of the place is very different. But other than that, you rolled an 11, so you don't notice much more. Roll better, man.
Are we calling it here?
How much longer have you got, Ed?
I didn't even see what time it was.